I just hope to live up to his, esteem, his ego.
I would say he's got big shoes, but that's not true.
No, I was going to say right there. I am Peter Burns, Gene Chizik, Benjamin Watson, of course, Chris Doering along for the ride. And what a Saturday it was around the SEC. And listen, everybody was hyping up this matchup, right? Dan Mullen, Nick Saban, the first time the Alabama Crimson Tide in Gainesville since 2011, and the crowd was electric. In fact, the fifth largest crowd that they have had in the Swamp ever. Bryce Young, Jace McClellan, 7-yard touchdown right off the bat.
What do you want to do when you go into a hostile environment? You want to take the crowd out of it early. That's exactly what Alabama did on their first couple possessions.
To continue to roll on, and then how about this? Jalil Billingsley, at one point, third string tight end for the Tide, looked like a
Take
first.
Take a look at
you
this
never know.
wheel route there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. You want it?
No, you got it.
You got to love a wheel route. You love how the receiver clears it out. He has to run right through. Well, he ran right through the defender. Billingsley is wide open, and a great throw by Bryce Young.
Continues to roll on. Alabama rolling 14-3 at that point. Then Brian Robinson Jr., remember, respect the JR behind his name, 21-3, and it looked like it was going to be a rout, but they play 4 quarters, Benjamin Watson, and Emory Jones trying to get something going. And how about it was the running attack?
It was a run game all day for Florida, and they're a team that's built on the run. They love to throw, but I think especially in this game, they did a great job of just doing what needed to be done to be competitive and have a chance to win the game.
Look at that. Huge play, although 21-9. Extra point, these are just gimmies, right?
Oh,
you would think so.
Usually gimmies.
And if they're not, they come back to haunt you at the end of the game.
Well, the reason why we show that, because it would come back to haunt them. We'll show that a little bit later. Florida receiving the ball in the second half. Jones gets it out to Malik Davis. 15-yard gain. Gators in the red zone. 4 plays later, 4th and 1. Dan Mullen says, let's go for it. Chiz, how about this call?
Yeah, you know what? I love the way Dan Mullen played. His play calling is as good as anybody I've seen. When he knew that run game was rolling today, he kept dialing it up, and it kept working.
21-16, suing Bama drive. Jameson Williams, 29-yard gain. He'd lead the team with 61 receiving yards. Now, 4th and inches, student body left kind of here, right?
Yeah, it looked like everybody's expecting the sneak, kind of bunched up on the interior of the offensive line and able to get to the edge for the easy walk-in.
Alabama kicking off. Florida's Jamarcus Weston kind of mishandles it, thinks, all right, hey, it's good. All right, no big deal. Kind of nonchalant.
He literally waved at the ball like, forget that.
Whatever.
This is, guys, they need to understand the rules on special teams. We saw it crop up in another game later today.
This might have been the defining drive for me, for Emory Jones. Backed up, you're down 28-16, fighting here on 3rd down, hitting Naquan Wright for the first down. It's a running back split out wide, running the slant, by the way. And just continued to fight despite the adversity of being down multiple times and in bad situations in field position.
Right, getting it again, touched the ball 5 times on that drive, resulting in 79 yards. 1st and goal. Emory Jones says, I'm going to call my own number. 5-yard touchdown. We got a game. Florida cuts the lead 28-23. We head to the 4th. Bama up 31-23. 3rd and 19. CD, got to find the right guy.
He did. Found Trent Whittemore over the middle of the field. Had to go down and get it. But what we saw from Dan Mullen today is he's not afraid, multiple times going forward on 4th down. Again, back to Trent Whittemore for the nice stretch there at the end of the play.
A little life. Florida 1st and 10 in the red zone. Damian Pierce. Wasn't the passing game for Dan Mullen. Benjamin Watson, how about the rushing attack
again? Game. You had Malik Davis. You also had Emory Jones, who ran the ball a lot as well. And again, they stuck with it even when they were down. Sometimes when teams get down, they kind of change and they just want to throw. But
this is one that the Florida fans wish they wouldn't have stuck with the run game.
This was not a good one here.
2-point conversion. The read option takes a little too long. 3rd and 2, chance to milk the clock. Brian Robinson, Chiz, ices it.
Yeah, when it comes down to the physical parts of the game, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, things of that nature to win it, it always comes down to physical play, and Alabama had it.
Florida desperation play. Emory Jones trying to make something special. Remember, Anthony Richardson did not play in this game. Oof. Alabama goes on to win it 31-29. Nick Saban having a little success against Dan Mullen, now moves to 11-0, tied for the most wins without a loss against one head coach since 1978. Here they are, Dan Mullen after the loss.
You play in championship level games, the margin for error is going to get extremely small. extremely small. And it's going to be a player or two here. And you know, I hope our guys and I think coaches, everybody, we got to point those out. We got to embrace that at practice this week. We got to come together as a team that way, in that positive energy of eliminating every little error at practice within our preparation, and have it show out in our performance.
You know, we continue to have to be able to maintain intensity throughout a game. When we got ahead 21-3, I think our players, we played, you know, absolutely great football. And then we go 3 plays and out 3 times in a row on offense. Eventually they score a touchdown, get the crowd back into the game. And then it was difficult after that. It was really difficult after that.
Yeah, crazy atmosphere. You know, those fans were really loud. You know, we knew it was going to be a hostile environment coming in, and they lived up to it for sure. Fans were super loud. You know, there was a lot we had to deal with. You know, this is a really, really good team. We just played, and again, in a really, really tough environment. So, you know, it was tough, but you know, I'm super proud of us as a unit for overcoming it.
Bryce Young, 3 passing touchdowns, second player in Alabama history, 10 passing touchdowns through the first 3 games of the season. What did we learn about either one of these teams after that incredible game?
You know what's funny to me? If Alabama wins a game by less than 21 points, then we think, oh my God, Alabama's not Alabama. And it cracks me up. We say it here on the set. But I will say this, that's a great win. And let's not minimize going down to the swamp and winning like that, because the game didn't always look pretty for them, right? When the offense had to score, they responded for Alabama. When the defense had to get a stop on a 2-point conversion, they responded. So they won. They're a championship football team. But you can't ignore what Florida was today. They were resilient. They responded when things really looked bad. Down 21-3 at home. Defense comes on board, gets 3 stops, 3 in a row, 3 and outs. And Emory Jones, you can't minimize what he did today in his performance on the 11-play, 75-yard drive there at the end of the game to possibly go in and tie the game up.
Going back to what you said about Alabama, like, I have questions about Alabama. Don't you? The way that they ran the football right in the middle of the defense, we don't see that ever. They gave up over 250 yards rushing. Where were the explosive plays in the passing game that we're used to seeing? So everybody that thinks that this is the same Alabama team from 2020 that rolled into 2021, that is not true. And I think it speaks to how much closer a lot of teams are to where Alabama is this year.
Yeah, I think that's what we take away from it. You know, Alabama has a target on their back, obviously. They are kind of the benchmark. But when I look specifically, even at Bryce Young at quarterback, he made some throws today. He took some hits today, stood in the pocket. He's a throw-first guy that can really scramble and run. And usually with a young quarterback that can run, they seek to run out of the pocket whenever there's pressure. No, he scrambles to throw the football. Yeah. And so his decision-making, his maturity was again on display. I think for Florida, again, I keep harping on the running game, but the way they ran the football, over 250 yards rushing, as you mentioned, it was kind of a heavyweight fight for me. It was kind of the tale of 2 halves. In the first half, Alabama came out and hit Florida first. They bounced back. They made some adjustments and made it a game, but they were physical. Mm-hmm. The way you beat a team that is a dominant team and a dominant team, I'm about to say organization like it's an NFL team.
But it kind of is for Nick Saban, right?
Yeah, I may as well go and say organization, is you have to be